How's it going, guys? Episode 2 of Who Invited Will. And this episode, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Will
Hi.
and Neil.
How we doing, boys?
Almost forgot
Hey,
to
you introduced me first last time. What's going on here? Why is Will getting introduced?
You got it because you didn't put
Like,
up
who
the-
invited Will?
You didn't do
I
this.
almost forgot to introduce both of you. Yeah,
I noticed that.
Anyone invited him to the Who Invited Will podcast. So yeah,
You guys excited for the show?
super excited. Let's go.
Well, we have a pretty good show lined up. Will's
We
going to
do.
be doing some stand-up.
Yeah, first we got Will. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a spelling bee. Will is a notoriously bad speller.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put his spelling skills to the test. See if we can stump Will. And there's going to be some dire consequences if we can't. And then after that, back to Will. This is a Will-focused episode of Who Invited Will.
Very much so, actually.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have Will perform some stand-up that he's been working on all week. He's performed it for his lady friend. Apparently, she laughed a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're going to see if he can make
She's
us
probably
laugh.
not as – you think she's
Huh?
going to be as tough of a critic as me and you will, Jay? She's probably being pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the stories he's told me about things he's been doing for her recently, I imagine that she's probably feels pretty positive about him. And that we can't say
I would say
Okay.
I respect her opinion more than your guys's because she's actually cultured and you two are
Oh, my God. He's already whipped. Jay,
cultured.
dude.
Neil, she's cultured. She's a cultured
She's
lady.
cultured. Mhm.
She has a very
more than us.
highbrow opinion of comedy.
Yeah.
No fart
uh-huh.
jokes.
Mhm.
No dick
Maybe she
jokes.
should be a host of the show, Will, instead of you.
she'd be a better job than you.
Yeah, so the first ever Who Invited Will spelling bee is going to happen. So that's going to
First
be
round.
exciting. We got our advice segment. We've
about it.
got two
Yep.
problems. We've got two questions for the advice segment. So
Cool.
we got that going on.
Still looking for a name, by the way. We don't have a name for Neil's advice segment.
Yeah. If anyone wants to recommend that, at Who Invited Will is our Instagram for the show. All our videos and episodes are going to be posted to our YouTube channel, whoinvitedwill.com. Super easy to do, super easy to find. And then we've also got our Spotify going. We'll set that up. As of right now, we're working on trying to get it to Apple Podcasts. Seems to be a little bit of a issue right now. But Jay and Will, before we start the show, I have a little bit of a bone to pick with some of our viewers, if you guys don't mind real quick.
Yeah, let's go get him.
So a few of our clips have already been posted of the last couple of days. And we posted them to see what people's reactions were going to be and whatnot. And I've been getting some DMs and some text messages from people saying that I look really fat and that I'm
But you are fat. I don't understand.
and that I got stuff like, man, Neil, I've never seen you so fat. Man, Neil, you really took COVID-15 seriously.
19?
Man, Neil,
Where did you get 15?
what'd you think it was?
19. It's
No,
COVID-19.
COVID. Yeah, the COVID-15. Like you gained
the
15 pounds in
Okay.
COVID. Corona 15, Will.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just
no
an idiot.
no one's ever said that before you right now.
I mean, all right, people.
Not a thing
Listen.
that I've heard about.
All right, so how much are we going to talk about you just being fat?
Listen.
'Cause we all know this. We can see this. Obviously, the viewers are giving
Will.
constructive criticism. So
Let him respond. Let him respond.
Will,
Let him respond to the fat shame.
okay, let's hear what
He
they. Yeah.
deserves his platform to respond.
I'm not a D1 tennis player anymore, Will. Okay? I
Yeah.
have to sit behind a computer 8 hours a day, 5 times a week. Okay? So I'm not going to be as ripped as I was in college. All right? I'm not a D1 tennis player anymore. Also, the camera. Come on. We all know the camera. How much? At
So then
least
why do
10 pounds.
why do Jay and I look fine? We look good actually.
Because you guys are, yeah, but you look bigger than you normally do. I mean, I
Oh.
was thinking, I was like, Will, man, Will's gaining some weight. But I was like, the camera, it's got to at least add
Right.
10 pounds. Matt cameras, I heard Matt cameras add 20 pounds. That's what I heard.
Here's the
So-
thing, though, Neil.
I'm just saying, people, Schneider's back, all right? Don't, when you see me in person, things are going to change.
It might have been the mustache. I think the
Oh.
mustache added.
No more
some-
fat shaming on the show.
Here's the thing, though, Neil. You do realize that addressing this on the show means that people are only going to fat shame you more. Right?
We'll see.
Not less.
As long as I understand it's the camera, then I'm good. We can start the show.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's move on. Let's not hurt his feelings too much.
All right, spelling bee time.
You're skinny. You're beautiful, Neil. I think you look good.
I mean, I got rid of the mustache, so that's a start. I don't know if people are listening to this
That
on
probably is
Spotify.
like
You can't see it.
At least a pound.
That's at least a pound. Exactly. I know. I'm looking a lot better this episode than last episode.
All right. So before we get into this, I want to make sure, are these words that anyone would, or like most people should know, or are they going to be like hard words like a spelling bee?
Let me look up.
No, they're not. These are words
We
an
could spell them.
engineer such as yourself should know. You should know these words. Like
I love how nervous you are already,
Okay.
though.
they're- I would
You're
say,
like, hey, come on, dude. You know,
Yeah,
no one knows watermelon. You know what I mean?
yeah, you should know. You should know these words. So we're gonna give Jay. You have 2 words, right? And I'm gonna do 3. Is that
You
right?
know what? I have one that I just thought of, which is the spelling bee word that I got out on. I was 3rd in my class, my class.
In what
and
grade?
I got out on a word, and I'm gonna give Will that word.
In
because-
what
Yeah,
grade?
what grade?
7th grade.
Okay, so
Oof.
it's a 7th grade
Okay,
word.
might be
So
tough.
Jay-
Might be tough.
Jay,
Will
you're
goes,
doing
"Ooh."
Jay, you're doing 2 words. I'm gonna do 3, so we'll do 5 words in total. If Will gets all of them right, the more he gets right,
Doing
the more
3. Neil, you got to listen. He said he has a 3rd word. He's
I
adding
said
one,
I have
right?
2 words actually, Will.
Okay, I didn't listen.
So-
My bad.
Wow.
Good thing this is an accounting bee, or else you would already be down
Yeah.
one.
So he's
Okay,
bad
give
at
me the
math
word.
too,
I'm ready.
everyone. It's not just spelling, he's bad at math too. So here's the thing. We're gonna do 5 words. The more, if Will gets all 5 wrong, he's gonna post something, or we're gonna post something very embarrassing of him onto our Who Invited Will Instagram. Now, the more words he gets right, let's say he gets 4 right out of 5. That means Jay and I are gonna have to post something embarrassing about ourselves.
Right. So
On
that's
Instagram. The more he
that's
gets right, if he gets them all right, it's the most embarrassing. If he gets like 2 right, then it's not as embarrassing of a post that he's gonna have to post, but it's still gonna be embarrassing on his end.
Well, no, it should be that it should be if there's 5 words, then it should be whoever. If I get 3 right, then I win. And if I get 3 wrong, that way it's.
I'm
You
willing-
don't want to get
I'm willing to
rewarded
go-
more for getting them all right than getting 3 right?
Yeesh. We'll see. We can discuss afterwards. It
Okay.
depends on how I do.
Okay, yeah. so
First, give me one word. Let me.
I think if
let
you
me
don't,
warm
if
up.
you get 3 right, I would say you technically win. right?
Yes.
Yes, he wins.
But ultimately, number one, I don't think that there's any way in hell that that's going to happen. Number one.
They must be hard then. That's okay.
No, they're not
you're
that
just
hard.
bad at spelling.
But the thing is, I've known Will for about 8 years. And if you know Will's background, he's a pretty smart guy. I'll say that right now. He's pretty intelligent. He got good grades in high school. He went to the Colorado School of Mines. He's got an engineering degree there. He worked for a very reputable oil service company. And now he's I would say, a very successful oil operating company. They were very successful, but he's working for a very big oil company that's very difficult to get into, and he does like data analysis and stuff. So it's kind of like a nerd thing. So you'd expect him to be. I mean, he's a sharp guy. So one day I went up to Will a few months ago, and I was like, "Hey, Will, I need you to." I was writing an email, and I was like, "Hey, Will, I need you to help me out with this word. How do you spell this word?" And he's like, "Yo, bro, don't ask me. I don't know how to spell." And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to spell? And he's like, when I write an email, if I didn't have, what is it?
Autocorrect.
Autocorrect on my email or
That's
spell
cool.
check, I wouldn't be able to spell any words correctly. So what is that? You're not dyslexic, right? What's the
No, I'm just dumb. I don't know.
you just like
I don't know. It's hard. I guess I always did well in school. Like I could be the monkey and like memorize the word and regurgitate it on the test. And I got all A's in English class. Like I knew all the words.
All right, you don't need to flex, Will. Just tell him.
Now it's like when it's like anything, if I don't have to know the word, if it's going to autocorrect for me, then I'm like, all right, I'm always going to spell definitely wrong. And then
that was one of the words I was going to ask.
Okay,
you.
I got it. Okay, good. No.
I took
Okay,
it off
on the list though. It's not on the
Have you
list.
been studying?
No, but there are some words
So
that.
wait.
I
So,
feel like you have been studying.
so basically,
Okay.
what you're saying is you're not dumb. You're just lazy. And since
Yes,
there's
for
always
sure.
been autocorrect for your entire life, you just never learned how to spell.
Exactly.
That's reasonable.
Wow. We're
That's
gonna see how bad of a speller you really are, Will.
Okay.
I'm very
First word,
curious. 'cause
first
we don't
word.
really
And the
know.
steak-
My prediction is Will gets 1 right out of 5. That's my prediction. But here we go.
I'd give him
Yeah.
2. I'd give him
No,
2.
I think he gets
Anyway,
1.
Neil,
All right,
do
your
you have
first.
the first
I'll know
word?
after the first word. This is the
Spelling bee
easiest
starts
word
now.
for me.
And Will, just to clarify, you can ask us to use it in the sentence,
You can.
right? You can ask us for the
Word of
definition, but we're
origin?
not going to look in the dictionary.
No.
We're just going to tell you what it fucking means. You probably know what all these words mean.
All
but
right.
not that part.
Let me start it.
Let's
Start.
go.
Your first word, Will, is asparagus. What are you doing? Are you writing it?
I'm
better not be
yeah. I
doing
can't
that.
just spell out in my head. I gotta
Oh my
write it down.
god,
To
you really
see
don't
if
know how
it-
to spell. Okay, go ahead. Write it down.
Do not
I can-
Google.
No, of course.
want
I'm
me to
not.
use it?
This is a.
Do you want
I'm,
me to use it in a sentence or anything?
No, I know what fucking asparagus is.
Let me
bro.
Why
use it
don't
in a
you use it in
sentence.
sentence, Will?
Will does not know how to spell the word asparagus.
Oh, good one. And so yeah, should we give him a time limit? I mean,
Yeah, I think he's ready. Time is up. Okay,
and
Will.
please
It's
say the
not a
word.
math problem.
Please
Whether
say the
know
word
it or you
before you
don't.
spell it, and then after you spell it, say the word again, like in a
Asparagus. It makes my pee smell when I eat asparagus.
No.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Spell the word.
No, I said say the word and then spell it and then say it again. But
Oh, like it, they do it. Asparagus. Asparagus.
He got it. He's got it.
Really?
One
You
in the
gotta be
book.
kidding me. This guy
He
can
was
spell. This
right.
is a setup. This is a setup.
All right.
I didn't think he would
I
get
got the
that.
second word, and
Let's
the
get
next
to it.
word is quarantine. Quarantine.
I mean, this word was everywhere on the internet for the last 2 months, so he better get this right.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all over
I
the
mean,
place.
if this isn't how you wait, if this isn't how you spell it,
Jeopardy
then
music.
whatever. QUARENTINE.
And that is
Incorrect.
incorrect, Will.
All right, we're on the board, Jay.
Is it-
We're on the board, baby?
How do you spell?
It's QUARANTINE.
Fuck.
All right, we're on the board.
Uh-oh. So
All
one
right,
and one, Will.
Will, your next
Okay.
word.
We drew first blood, Neil.
I really don't think Will's gonna get this right.
If he gets this right, we're screwed.
You really got an easy one for him or something? All
No,
right.
no, I got a hard one for him.
Your word is pharaoh,
Like the Egyptian pharaoh.
like
The
an Egyptian pharaoh.
the Egyptian rulers, the rulers of Egypt.
You're. I know this is so close too.
What do you mean you're what? What are you gonna say?
No. I know that I'm. I would spell it this way. Pharaoh. PHAROAH. Pharaoh.
And
Incorrect.
is- Oh,
Incorrect, William.
That's too wrong, Will.
How do you spell it?
PHARAOH.
That's a tough one.
Pharaoh.
That's a toughie.
Oh, so I just messed up the. See,
O and the A.
it does look like that. Never mind. That makes sense.
That was a tough one, though. That
tough.
that one was tough.
That's
If-
tough.
If you're close, Will, there might be a bonus word in there.
If
We
you
don't
would have
know.
got asparagus wrong, I would have not asked Pharaoh, but I had to. If you got asparagus right, so I got worried. Okay.
So Will has spelled
Yeah.
one word correctly, spelled 2 words incorrectly, and the next word is mine, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look this one up because I got this wrong in 7th grade. So
All right, so this is a 7th grade level word, Will.
No, that doesn't matter. I learned.
Oh, it matters.
Learned
I think you'll
all
get it.
kind. Well, 7th.
the word, Will, is rhinoceros.
Mm,
Fuck. No, that's
That's so hard.
That's
I can spell it,
Yeah.
but that's hard. You gotta sound it out.
Come on, Will.
Tough. That's a
Do it. I
seventh.
want Will to win.
Wait,
Actually,
wait, Jay. That's a seventh grade word. Really?
it was one of the final words in my class.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna get close. Just like I said on every other
Close
one.
enough for spell check to give you the right word.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So does this really even matter? All
Yeah,
right.
when we
I have
post yours.
Right.
RHINOSAURUS.
Easy part. Wait. Will, would you respell that?
Yes.
What?
Rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
Yes. You don't need to say it too.
You got it right.
Rhinoceros. RHINOSAURUS.
So rhinoceros is how you spelled it.
He spelled it right. Is that not right?
I don't know.
No, you
How
guys
I
are both
spell it.
idiots.
Rhinoceros.
It's not
RHINO.
Rhinoceros. That's like a dinosaur.
How do you
That's like
spell it? Then you
the
add.
Rhinoceros Rex.
Rhinoceros. That's how you spell it. How do you
It's
spell it?
RHINOCEROS.
Oh wow! I never thought that was.
What?
CEROS.
Yes.
I'm tempted to
no.
give that one just to be a wash because you didn't know that word either, Neil.
Yeah,
You thought it was
exactly.
Rhinoceros.
That gets removed. Neil would have got it wrong too. Yeah, hopefully, you guys have. Well, we
Oh,
have one
yeah.
more word, and then hopefully there's a bonus word.
Wow, he's right. It's run. I think that's too hard.
That's too hard.
Rhinoceros. That's not
All
even,
right,
that's
that's
not even
hard.
close.
All right, Will.
All
Sorry,
right.
I thought he got it right. That's my bad. I think we got to wash it then.
Yep.
All right.
Your
I'm
word is merengue.
Okay.
Wait,
this is
Will
bad.
loves Latin dancing. For everyone who doesn't know Will, he like does this like 3 times a week. So if he doesn't get this right, that's unbelievably embarrassing because it's literally his number one hobby. So your word is merengue.
And Spanish is easy. If I would feel like a
All right, come on,
idiot.
merengue.
Has to be merengue. MERENGUE. Merengue.
That is correct, Will.
That is correct.
Merengue.
Let's fucking go. Go.
¿Quieres bailar?
What is he? 2 and 2. He got asparagus right. He got merengue
Yeah.
right. He got Pharaoh wrong.
Yeah, we're 2-2. This is it. Final word.
You got wrong?
You have a final word, right?
And-
Rhinoceros. Is that the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have
That
a
one doesn't
final
count.
word. This is the tiebreaker. Embarrassing post or no embarrassing post?
Wait. I think you should go. Wait. Let's discuss, Neil. I don't know which one.
No.
I think you should pick the last one on the list.
You want me to?
Were you? Yeah, I think.
Does
I-
it start with a C?
Yes. Is that the one
Okay.
you're gonna go with?
Yeah.
CUNT. Cunt.
That's not the word, Will.
It said spell the word, not spell your name, Will.
Oh,
What?
Got it.
roasted him.
I don't even get it.
Got him.
This
All right,
thing-
your word, the final word. If you get it right,
Drum roll.
Jay and I are posting embarrassing posts. If you get it wrong, it's going to be a Will Trainer embarrassing post. And I've got one already locked and loaded for the people.
Okay.
Your word is caffeine.
Caffeine.
Caffeine. Oh, he
he's
looks
writing
confident.
furiously. Look at him.
He looks confident. I'm a little worried, but no, I'm not worried. He's not getting it right. He's not getting it right. There's no way.
There's no way he
There's
can.
no way.
He's never seen it.
I already
written.
gave him the first letter, so he's not going to spell with a K.
Oh, so he got quarantine. That was the other one he got wrong.
Yeah, he's got
Team
2. We're
Pharaoh.
2 and
Okay.
2. All right, Will. Time is up.
Getting posts, getting notifications.
Time is up.
Look like. Oh, it looks wrong. But so did
Go ahead.
asparagus. I have caffeine. CAFFEINE. Caffeine.
That is
Correct.
correct.
Yes. Yes.
This guy can spell. That's unbelievable. He said he can't spell. He can spell.
Look, I don't know if just so people don't say I'm cheating, I'm just spelling shit out. writing it
Yeah,
down.
yeah. As he hides his
I
phone
would like to say
underneath
that
the.
since he couldn't spell rhinoceros, I feel like only Neil should have to do the
Yeah, agreed. That's
You
what
didn't
we've
spell it.
decided.
You didn't spell it right in 7th grade.
Well, I can spell it now. I can spell
Fine,
it.
I'll be the only one to post. I'll be the only one to post. That's
Yes.
I don't mind posting something, but
I'll post
Uh,
something. All right, Will.
All right.
so okay, so the results in
Congratulations.
spelling bee are in. Will can spell. He just needs to have a little more confidence.
Yeah.
Neil and
And
Will think rhinoceros is the thing that lives in Africa and has a horn.
So
Mainly
Will can
that
spell.
one's bad. Like that one I really messed up. Pharaoh, I knew that there was an O and an A, and I just fucked that up. And quarantine is it's
A lot of people spell
So,
it that way. To be
Will-
fair, I've seen a lot of people write quarantine with an E.
Here's
maybe
the thing,
that's
Will.
I'm just friends with idiots, and so then I see them also spelling it that way, and then that's how I think.
Yeah, all your friends except us, for sure.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Will. So you can spell, but can you do stand up? That's what
We're about to find out.
let's go.
We are
Start it
about
up.
to find out. Do
Are
we
you guys ready?
Do we want to do a break and start another Zoom so we can?
No,
No,
we haven't.
go ahead. Let's send it. Send it.
Or there, we haven't got any kind
it.
of.
Will,
I can
send
at least get it done, and then if anything, then we just.
it. Will, send it.
We'll break
Yeah.
for the critique.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
All right, Will. So you ready?
Bomb or kill featuring Will Trainer today.
Will's got some sweat patches, man. That
Oh,
spelling.
I got nervous.
That's
I got real nervous.
And you
and
know
I'm
Neil's
still
gonna pick
nervous.
something terrible for you to post too.
I know.
He's gonna go so hard on that.
Yeah,
I'm
Neil's-
impressed, dude. I didn't think you would have gotten.
I'm just gonna go hard on the critique today, just to make up.
Yeah,
For it.
exactly.
All right,
But
Will,
it's
go
gonna be
ahead.
good.
We're ready.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and Will's stand up starts now.
All right. So before quarantine, I was walking to work on Colfax. It was early in the morning, so there wasn't a lot of people out, but I did see these two guys standing on a corner, and it seemed like they were looking for something, maybe someone. I wasn't quite sure, but I don't know. They had and I'm not sure what their affiliation was either, but let's just say they were wearing a lot of red. So I see them standing there. I'm walking up. By this point, I'm too close, so I can't really cross the street, or it'd just be really, really obvious. So I keep walking. And now I'm basically right next to them, and they've stopped talking and are staring at me. So I'm starting to get real nervous at this point. So, I'm walking by, and that's when it happens. I see him reaching for something. And the next thing I know, they're pulling out a clipboard. Hi, sir. Would you like to support the rainforest? And that's my joke.
Oh, that was really good. Next one. Next one.
Okay, next one. Wow. Okay, it was so good. You guys didn't laugh. Okay.
Oh, I laughed. It'll be on
Okay.
recording.
I just
Okay, here's the next one.
okay.
Here's the next one. Here's the next one. All right. Speaking of rainforest, fuck you. Speaking of rainforest, have you guys ever seen a monkey fuck? It's like the most casual greeting ever. It's done within seconds. They go up, just boom, 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 and it's over. And it's not just the males fucking the females, it's males fucking the males. And it's happening all the time. And of course, they don't have condoms. They're not on any kind of birth control. So the sex TD rate is just rampant in these monkeys. And same with the pregnancy. All the females are pregnant. And I thought, man, I just couldn't imagine what that would be like if it happened to people. And then I went to Florida. Okay. And then, okay. So I'm always early or on time to parties, and most of the time it doesn't really matter. Like the host still might be setting up, but I have no issue helping out, right? Get the cups out, whatever it is. What does get annoying is when other people start showing up and they think I'm co-hosting the party. So they start handing me their jackets. They're asking me to get them drinks. And the audacity of some of these people, like I had a guy come up to me asking if there was any Coke. No, Brad. We only have Pepsi. Okay.
Oh, it's
Oh,
keep going.
wow.
Keep going.
And my last joke is so as stated earlier, I just started seeing someone new. And
Woo!
we
Audience.
were talking.
Oh yeah, new person.
Yeah.
Love, yeah.
We were talking about stuff and we started to bring up love languages. And so we took the test. I found out my number one love language is words of affirmation. So she decided that she was going to start calling me some pet names. So it started off with Stud, which is cool. She then transitioned to Stallion, liking it. Yesterday, though, she called me Triple Crown. And that one was a little bit confusing. I could understand the horse themed, even though I'm not hung like one. So I brought it up to her and I was like, hey, what's with the Triple Crown? She goes, oh, it's because you always finish first. And that's my time, ladies and
All right, he did it. First ever live performance of stand up on the show. All
I mean,
right.
we could just end the podcast. It was
All
just
right.
like, how are we gonna follow that heat? You know?
That heat, the not laughing was was a
All right,
lot.
we still got time.
We
got
got
10
10 minutes.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We can easily knock this out. Jay,
Yeah.
So,
you want to start us up or you want me to go?
I'll start.
Okay. Go ahead.
Cool.
Start. So first, I want to say, yeah, it's brave of you to perform to us because you know that we're gonna just basically pick you apart. So I'm gonna try not to pick you apart too much.
Okay.
Good. And yeah, no, some of those ideas were good, like good premises. But I think that the main thing, and I'm sure Neil's gonna say this exact same thing too, is the setups are just way too long for that level of punchline, for that level of like it kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That level of like hit, you know, I feel like it needs you need to trim like, and you know, the horse thing was probably the best in that regard. Maybe it was because it was your last joke and you were more into it, but the guys at the bus, that was too long.
Yeah. Can I add to your critique, Jay?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The guy on the bus one was way too long, but I think you could have expanded more on the Coke one. I think there was more opportunity there on that.
Well, for me,
go ahead.
I guess for the first one, I was thinking like I wanted to like set this scene and get the tension, but maybe like you're saying, the payoff isn't as worth it. But I wanted like people to be thinking of not the people that I was talking
Here's
about.
what you have to say. You have to say like, you have to make fun of you have to be like, you know, I get nervous. I'm a privileged white male or something. You need, because obviously there's a racial, you're trying to do some like sort of racial thing, but it wasn't clear.
I'm still lost. I'm still lost on that.
Yeah,
move.
Neil.
I
was,
still
I
don't know
tell
what
Neil
happened.
Was, like, Neil
I
was just
still don't know what happened.
You never see those people standing on the corners and they have like the red vests on from like Save the Planet, and they want you to sign up to pay $20 a month to save the children or save the planet.
About those people on the street who try to get you to sign up for shit. What
in 30 years of my life, I have never seen one of those people.
You've been on 16th Street,
like,
you fucking idiot. They're on every single corner. What do you mean? Yes, Neil, you have.
No.
You're just oblivious. You can't see
100%.
So anyway, the point is, going back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
You need to basically you need to make it explicit. Like, I'm a white guy. I'm nervous. I think these guys are going to rob me, but they pull out a clipboard. And then they say, that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
Those are the only details. Like bus stop doesn't really matter in that story, right? You could say I was walking to the bus stop, but you don't need to really describe like, you know.
Did I even say bus?
These two guys. I thought you did. And then maybe like there are these two guys. I don't know what their affiliation is. That you could have just been like, you know, I don't know what race they were, but you see what race I am. They weren't mine. You know what I mean? That would be like a funny line, right?
Okay,
to me.
sure.
Like,
I think so too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're
I
just
didn't know what race
really-
they were, but I know what race I am. You know what I mean? And they were not.
Yeah.
Because
So
really, I'm like beating around the bush, but really, if you just go directly at it and then like start making those, yeah, I like that actually better too.
you got to paint the bush, and then you can beat around it. But if they don't know what the bush is, they're not going to understand what you're.
Yeah.
It's going to take too long because I think that's the key that you got to bring them along with you with that one. And I
Cool.
think, like I said, I think the premises are well thought out. So there's funny stuff there. And then what was the other one? It was about.
There's the monkeys fucking in Florida or being
Again,
like
that is a perfect example of a joke where basically the entire joke has nothing to do with monkeys. It just has to do with saying people from Florida are fucking losers or,
yeah.
whatever. And so if you're just going to make fun of Florida, I feel like the setup has to be short because really like there's not a lot there in terms of like the whole the monkey thing. You're essentially saying people from Florida are monkeys, right?
Well,
No,
no.
he's saying they're crazy. Like people from Florida are crazy. Like they're
But it's
just,
all
if you look
about
up
monkey
man
fucking.
from Florida on like Google, it always gives like crazy stuff.
But this
Like,
is all about monkey fucking. This isn't about like the monkey crashed his car into a liquor store and then got out and started smoking meth. You know what I'm saying? Or like the monkey
mm,
fed his dog to an alligator in front of
I
at a
personally
birthday
love.
party.
I personally love that joke. I love that joke. That was the best joke I've heard on the show so far. To be honest.
Okay, well,
I don't-
joke out. Wait till you tell the jokes, bro. Okay, no, so I thought that it's funny, but like it ends too quickly. Maybe then it's like you got to bring it back to the monkey fucking imagery. You should be like, dude, I went to Tampa the other day and I see a guy walk up to a chick and they just start fucking in the middle of the street, or something like that.
Okay.
I looked
Maybe
around and half the people around me were pregnant, like something like that. You know what I mean? And I was like, holy shit, are they just monkey fucking here? Like,
Well,
really
kinda like-
tie the connection to the monkey fucking.
That makes sense. Or yeah, exactly. Or like we were talking about last time with the tags, when you just give one and then move on, is not quite as funny as like I could have gone into more detail
Right.
or more examples in Florida of what I saw. I like
Right,
that.
and it's making the connection stronger to like the stuff.
Yes.
If you're gonna do the long setup thing, I think you gotta really. There has to be.
Okay.
Think of everything you're saying in the beginning. There's a payoff later for
Yeah.
it, so that you can reference like coming up behind and fucking, or guys fucking, or whatever. Or like
Yeah.
you could say until I went to Florida and until I went to a nightclub in Tampa. That's like better than saying Florida, right?
Sure.
Because
It's
now
like
you have a specific scenario where, yeah, I thought that was crazy until I went to a nightclub in Tampa. And it's like, you thought monkey fucking was crazy. Wait till you see the shit that goes down in a nightclub. And it could be all made up, which it clearly is. But,
Sure. Yeah.
you should be like, and, even saying like be like the monkeys in Thailand didn't fuck nearly as aggressively as the nightclub goers in Tampa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Anyway.
Okay.
And then the last joke.
Well, then I
think
had
the
two.
last
I had the
joke is
Coke
best.
one, and then I had the Triple Crown.
I won't talk about the Coke one.
Okay.
I'll let Neil go into that one more. I don't really have too much to say about that one. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
But it was a similar style as the other jokes.
Yeah.
But I don't really have much on that one. I think the best way to improve it, like you said, is to maybe just like Neil said, like flesh out the party more, or like maybe set the scene a little bit more for what the party's like. But yeah, and it's like, no, we only have Pepsi. It's like, okay, it's a pun. In the end of the day, it's a pun. And it's just my opinion, not my favorite. But the last joke, I like the last joke probably the best, the Triple Crown one. But you know what I just had the thought of? Jeselnik, Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
He is like the economy of words, like master of comedy. Like
Sure.
his jokes, he has similar punchlines to you, but he always misdirects. Basically, all of his jokes are like misdirections. You think he's gonna like, something about like the guy's wife dies, and then he always, whatever brings it, a cake on the anniversary, and then like, oh, thank you so much. Because if I had to fucking see that bitch again, it's like this, like, oh, he actually hates his wife. Like, I did a terrible job. I don't know what the fuck I was just saying there. Neil's like completely confused. But I'm saying the point, like those jokes about like where you think the guy, okay, here's an example.
Yeah. You think he loves his
Misdirection,
wife,
yeah.
but really hates
You
his
don't have to
wife.
say another
I was
joke
at-
that's an example of it.
No,
but
no,
I know what you're saying.
I'm going to. So shut the fuck up, Will, and let me fucking critique you son of a
Okay. Wait,
How
but
did
we
we
have
go
less
from
than a minute.
2.5 minutes left to less than 1 minute?
Who knows?
Should we
Okay.
just
We're
break
gonna let it
now
ride.
and we'll finish the second? We'll take a little
Yeah.
break. We'll come
Yeah.
back and critique more.
Jay, go make sure you know what the joke is. Look it up in
Can
the
we
break
end the
time.
meeting, Neil? Can we end the meeting now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. All right. And
back.
we're back. Hope you guys didn't miss us too much. I think we're going to move on to Neil's critique now. I just wanted to finish my joke from before the break. So it was just when I was at Melena's house for Christmas, right?
Mhm.
Melena's a friend, also comic. She'll be on the podcast later. For those of you listeners who are like, who the heck's Melena? You know? She's a good friend, really hilarious person. Also does a lot of improv comedy at Voodoo Theater. Shouts to Voodoo Theater, 21st and Larimer. So I was at her house on Christmas, and then I went. Her dad was like walking out, right? And so he's walking to the car, and it was just me and him. So I was like, hey, like, you know, I appreciate this so much. Thanks for having me over to for Christmas. And he was like, man, you know, he's like, because we went on this rafting trip one time. He's like, you saved my wife's life, and I'll never forgive you for that. Joke.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So it's like, that's what I was going to say. My last point was just to say, like, watch somebody like Jesselnick. I'm not saying you have to be a comic like that, a setup, punch, setup, punch, setup, punch comic. Like, you can be a storyteller, but just to see how his economy of words is, because he like never wastes a word. He talks super slow, and he like he pauses super long for people to laugh. So it's like you really see he's just taking the minimum he needs up with him on stage, and he doesn't stretch anything out. Like he said in the past that people have told him like, oh dude, that one joke could be stretched into like a 2 or 3 or even like a 5-minute story. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to stretch premises into multiple laughs like that. I just want to say the joke and then I'll just move on to another joke. And that's just his style. So it might help to like think about what is really necessary in the premises. And if you write the premises out, you'll probably be able to read them and be like, this sentence doesn't really need to be here. Because I read all my shit out. And that's what I do. I'll delete tons of shit that I write. Because, you know, as you guys know, I talk and go on for longer than I need to.
No way. You talk that much? You're such a quiet guy. You don't talk too much. No way.
Neil, why don't you say what you thought of the act, and then we'll move on to some advice after that.
Well, you got to tell him, did he bomb or kill or survive?
He bombed for sure. 100%.
All right, so that's two bombs. That's 2 bombs. No, I'm just kidding. What did you you think he bombed?
I think he bombed. I mean, okay, he had 4.
Really?
I thought I had legit laughs on 1 of the 4. But I don't think the material means you should throw away the material. I think the material just needs some more work. So it's a bomb, but it's a bomb with love. It's a love bomb.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I thought I was going to be a tough one. But bomb.
Let's hear it.
Much tougher than that. I mean.
All right. What did you think, Neil? Let me have my rating. Don't shame
I said like 4 words. I said like 4 words so far. Okay. First joke, disaster. Absolutely disaster. Okay? Just get rid of it. Don't even try to manipulate it. It's gone. It's dead to you. It's dead to me. Terrible joke. However, that's the worst part. That's the bad news. The rest of it, disaster. No, I'm just kidding. The Florida joke I thought was very funny to me. I think it was. I don't think you should change anything. I think you should do it just how you set it up. I wouldn't change a word on it. I wouldn't change the length. I thought it was perfect. Really. I thought it was very, very good. The Coke one with Pepsi. I think you can make that more into a story a little bit more. I think there's potential. I think it was almost too short. Like if you just get rid of the first joke and make that joke a little bit longer and set it up a little bit better. I don't know how, but I think with the frat boy who's into Coke, and it's like the first thing he says to you when he gets to the party. I think it's funny. I think there's potential.
Okay.
And then the horse joke, it's good, but again, I think you could have acted it out better, performed it better. I think you could have said it better than how you said it. Like I think it's more funny than the way you. What is the word? Not acted. What is the word?
Performed. Yeah.
That not even performed.
Delivered. The way he's
delivered. Thank you.
No, I agree with that. I think it would be funny if you did it instead of like, what did she call me? You're like, next time we're in bed, she's like, you're my stallion. You know what I mean? Or something.
Yeah,
like
if
that.
he acts it
next
out.
time she's like,
For sure.
Give it to me, Triple Crown. And then you're like, wait.
And you're like, wait,
Wait a
what?
second.
And you're like, stop. You're like, what?
No, baby, because you always finish first.
Yeah,
I get the horse thing.
it.
I get the horse thing, but I get you're doing a horse theme with this. But like, what's Triple Crown?
Yeah.
Oh, because Do you always finish first, Mr. William? That's what.
Yeah. That's the delivery. I
That's
think
not how she talks at all.
that's solid. That's solid.
But
Yeah,
other than
okay.
that, Neil disagreed with all my critiques, so fine.
I disagree.
You just literally.
I don't
said
know
the
why
opposite
you're
of what I
trying to critique him on the Florida joke. I think the Florida joke is literally flawless. Like I thought it was
no.
perfect.
The only response I would have to you, Neil, is if you don't even know about the people standing up and down 16th or anywhere,
Terrible
with their
joke.
clipboards, then it's just like the last joke Jay did. Just you didn't get it, and so it wasn't funny. But
Well,
that doesn't mean that
I
wasn't
hope
a
you
funny
learn
joke.
never to critique your critiquer before he gives you your score. Because now I'm gonna have to demote you to a bomb. I was gonna give you a survive, but
No,
now
he
you
thinks-
want to insult me and talk
It's
about what
good.
I don't know. You just got a bomb. That's 2 bombs for Will. He bombed. He
bombs.
sucked. No. He got. I'll give him a survive. He
Okay.
survived because that Florida joke was so good.
Made it.
It was
Okay.
so good. I thought
Cool.
it was so
Wow.
good. And I really don't laugh at a lot of things. And I thought it was very funny.
Okay, enough about the Florida joke.
That
It was
Florida
great.
joke-
You need to connect to the monkeys.
Let me tell you about that Florida joke. Perfect. Flawless.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time to do that. And yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
That's hard to.
I think I got some
hard to
good
do.
feedback to move forward with. So now we're doing the advice section.
I
Yeah.
guess move on to that. I guess the only thing I'd say is the only time that Neil laughs is when you really got to dumb it down because you don't want to pretend you don't want to be smarter than the audience. And if your
Hey,
audience
this is
Neil,
who invited Will, not who invited Neil. What is going on here?
you might be like the monkeys in the Florida joke might be smarter than Neil is what we're fucking what we're getting at here. No, I love you, Neil, but you're a dumb fucking.
I
monkey,
hate you, so
and
shut
don't have
up.
any taste in comedy, and don't ever go against my critiques of the show again.
All right. So that being said, let's move on to our advice segment that is nameless right now, but we will eventually come up with a name. All right, boys, you ready? We have one here. We've got 2 actually, but I'll read the first one first. It's more of a serious one. So
Okay, wait,
well,
you guys have not
we
heard
should
this.
pick the one. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time, so pick the better. of
No,
the
you're gonna
two.
have enough time. Come on.
Okay.
So
I was trying to cut into your segment again, Neil. Remember
yeah,
that
I know.
first
So
episode?
the question is, so I'm ready for a change at work. I'm bored with my current job and also a little salty with my current employer. They demoted me to manager. Oh, they demoted me from manager back to service engineer due to COVID because they wanted me to work for a less experienced manager who they replaced me with. However, the pay is still the same. Regardless, I've recently put in my 2 weeks. I'm currently applying to other jobs and contemplating taking LSATs and going to law school for patent law. Should I get a job in my background of electrical engineering or become a patent attorney? What should our person
I'll go first this time since
Go
Jay
ahead.
went first last time.
go?
Well,
Actually, what I think.
I would say, I mean, I guess it's already happened. You've already put in your 2-week notice. And I'm not sure like your job history or if you've ever gone through layoffs or looking for another job. I have been laid off before and it took me a while to find another job. And there's definitely some trauma behind that now. And for me, being bored in a job that is still paying you is way better than looking elsewhere before that is before you have something lined up. So the fact that you don't have something lined up, I mean, I applaud you for just recognizing that that you really didn't like it and you're moving on. And yeah, the demotion thing is definitely a pain. I've heard really good things about
Wait, just one
patent
second.
law.
Neil, what are you doing on your computer?
Sorry, it's
right now?
because of our Zoom kicked me out. Sorry, I'm back. Sorry.
Back. Patent law, I've heard really good things about going into that, and you're obviously smart. If that's something that actually interests you, anytime, I've always heard growing up, if you can specialize in something, that's where you make the money. And if you can stick in something, that's where you make the money. So if you don't feel like you can do that with electrical engineering, then I would go with the patent law.
He didn't say he was an electrical engineer. He said he was a service engineer, and now he wants to go into something into electrical engineering.
That's not what he said.
Or patent
He said his
attorney.
background's in electrical engineering.
He said his background's in
Did he say
electrical
that?
engineering and should I go into patent law?
Should I
You
get
were
a
the
job
one
in
that
my
read it.
background of electrical engineering? Correct. But I don't think he was doing an electrical engineering job
Okay.
prior.
But he
But
wants to
still,
be
I
a
would say
lawyer.
if that interests you at
What,
all,
Jay?
He
Sorry,
wants to
what,
be a
Jay?
lawyer, is what I'm saying.
He doesn't know if he should stick with electrical engineering or become a patent attorney. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I,
Well, I have a lot of thoughts about this, so
Okay,
but I'll
go
let Will
ahead.
wrap up.
yeah, I'm done.
Going second is awesome because you can conflict with everything the person said before you. Will's advice reflects a lot of his background. In his background's in white privilege. So, no.
Yeah, not getting a job for 9 months. Yeah, that was so white privilege. It was great.
Yeah. Well, you failed up though. No. Listen. Don't quit your fucking job. Go beg for your fucking job back. You
Yeah.
idiot. That's what my advice is.
Whoa.
Number one rule of quitting a job. Neil, don't you dare interrupt. Is
Whoa.
not quit a job until you have another job lined up. That's the only thing. Why do you think when people quit the job, they throw the printer across the room, they jerk off on their boss's desk, they tell everyone to go fuck themselves because they have a better paying job lined up. And they know that it doesn't fucking matter anymore what those people think, and they're never going to ask them for recommendation anyway. The fact that you quit, okay, I get what you're saying about quote unquote being demoted from manager to work under somebody else. They obviously had reasons for doing that. And again, maybe that means is a big slap in the face, I think. So maybe that means you need to start looking for another job, but you shouldn't put your notice in because you're pissed about that. When you're pissed about getting demoted, what you do is you start looking for other jobs. Then once you get another job offer, you come back to your job and you say, hey, I'm going to go work as a service engineer over here, or I'm going to work as a manager over here, and I'm going to get paid way more. And if your company wants to keep you and you still want to work there, they might try to match it. But the point is that conversation can't even happen unless you have another job. Don't go to law school. That's fucking stupid. Anything you read about law school online says it's a huge scam. It's one of the most expensive degrees that has one of the lowest payouts. You already have a technical degree. I would say increase your electrical engineering skills, maybe level up there, or maybe do some certifications or training or something to do better in that. Do not go to law school. Like, law school is a very risky proposition and it's extremely expensive. Maybe you have some people in the patent lawyer community who can advise you, but like, yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like maybe you're making decisions out of emotions of being too pissed off at your current job and you're like looking for a better scenario. And for sure you should be working towards that, but don't like, I mean, it's a pandemic. You think law school admissions are going to be easy right now? Do you think that like they're going to be hiring other service engineers, bringing outside people into companies? No, like I say, lay low, go beg for your job back, keep your job right now, and then they already are going to, if they even keep you back, they'll know you're going to leave anyway. So just start applying for other jobs. And once you get another job, then you can actually leave. But you don't want to be broke and, financially out of your, yes, exactly. And I'm disappointed in you. Is this a man or a woman?
It's a person.
Okay, well, listen, person. I was gonna say, listen, sir or madam. I'm extremely disappointed in your decision making. You need to wake up, man. It's not easy.
I respectfully disagree with both of you, and here's why.
Let's hear it.
The world needs electrical engineers, and the world will always need electrical engineers. Does the world really need patent attorneys? I think the world could survive without patent attorneys. I mean, why do we even need patent attorneys? Really? Why do we need them?
File patent applications?
Why? Okay. If the documentation is that difficult to where you need an attorney, I feel like that's an issue with the U.S. Patent Office, that they've made things too dang complicated. It's almost like, why do we need realtors? Do you really need realtors? No, you don't really need realtors. Just more jobs created in the United States. The process isn't that difficult. Basically, lawyers, in my opinion, okay, they're not all snakes. They're not all slimy. Okay. But that industry altogether is kind of a slimy industry. Now, I know there's probably lawyers I know that I'm friends with who are related to me that will probably watch the show. And I'm not calling them snakes. I'm not. However, lawyers are relatively opportunists for the most part. Example, if you get in a car accident, okay, and you have to get a lawyer, because the lawyers do settlement agreements with the insurance companies, and insurance companies will only respect you if you have a lawyer. You get your settlement. You don't even have to go to court. Literally, I could do the settlement process. I can go up there, do a PowerPoint presentation about how my client needs $500,000 because blah, 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 blah. Simple. You don't have to have a dang law degree to do that. They settle. You get $300,000, and literally 100,000 of it goes to the lawyer. 100,000. Do they deserve 100,000?
Just evolved into like
Another one. Hey, I didn't
Well,
interrupt.
yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
interrupt. I didn't
I'm
interrupt.
interrupting right now.
I know,
This
but I
just
didn't.
evolved into Neil hates lawyers. This isn't advice for this person.
So
Yeah.
this is advice. This is
focused.
advice. This is advice.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is why they should be an electrical
So
engineer.
you hate fucking lawyers.
No, I don't hate lawyers. I just
They're all
think
slimy
the whole
snakes.
I think the whole judicial system is a disgrace, and that includes lawyers.
Okay.
If there wasn't lawyers, the judicial system is set up for the rich, for the rich to get, for the rich to have. What's so funny, Will?
This is how is this helping the guy? You're
To
going
tell
on
him never be a lawyer. To
Okay.
basically tell him to be a patent attorney is worthless. Like it's
Sure.
not,
Okay. Then that's
the
fine.
electrical engineers are more sought
Right.
out. The world needs it more. Be an electrical engineer is very sought
Okay.
out, and you're helping people out in the long run. That really.
Well, so
Say real-
what you
say
just
realtor.
said, you got to listen a little bit because that's what Jay said. I was the only one that said you could go that route because I
But the
felt
guy, okay,
bad that he quit.
I'm
but
not saying for him to go get his job back, Will. I'm not.
Okay.
Because he
Oh,
said
well-
he was disrespected at work, and he was
Sure.
he wants
then-
something new, a change. He was bored. He doesn't want to do it
You're
anymore.
not going to get unemployment now if you voluntarily
Yeah,
quit.
that's fucking
So you don't have unemployment now. So like if you don't have
It
savings,
sounds like the
hopefully that's
gentleman.
savings.
Gentlemen. It sounds like the person has a decent amount of money if he wants
That's
to go to
what-
law school and do all
Okay.
this stuff. So I'm
So hopefully
factoring
there's
in
a
that
nest
they
egg,
have some
but-
money. If
Even
it's
if you have money, though, you gotta
if he's living paycheck, I keep ruining it. If the person is living paycheck to paycheck,
we know it's a guy now.
then don't.
It's a man
Can I
now.
finish the sentence? Then he doesn't. Then don't quit your job if you're living paycheck to paycheck. But if you
Sure.
have the money, choose electrical engineering over being a patent attorney,
All right, good.
Wait, say realtor, Neil.
realtor,
You say realtor.
realtor.
How do you say it?
Realtor.
I need a realtor.
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 You
It's
said
not
realtor.
realtor.
You said realtor before.
Oh, did I?
Rhinoceros.
I blacked out. What did I talk about? What happened?
Rhinoceros.
Okay. Next question. Final
Yeah.
question. Indeed. All right. It'll probably be less controversial, I think. Okay. Hi, guys. I have this problem. Every time I'm in a meeting, or giving a presentation, my body tries to sabotage me. This weird thing happens. What do you find most effective for hiding an untimely stiffening of the wiener? Tucking it into your waistband or hiding it with an object such as a book or briefcase? You're a big help, guys. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm gonna go first on this. I feel like
Yep.
I'm an expert, and also, I'm just gonna say that if we got a measuring tape out, I probably have the most to hide. So I probably have developed the biggest skill
Wow.
in this area,
Wow.
right? So, yeah, tucking into the waistband, obviously. Now, here's the thing
Yeah.
with tucking into the waistband: you got to make sure, especially if you have a tucked-in shirt, that you're tucking it also inside the shirt. Why? Because you don't want the head to poke up above the belt buckle occasionally.
Wow.
Let's say you stretch your hands above your head, and then you got your little dick head poking above.
Has
the
that
belt.
happened to you, Jay?
It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened to me, but I've gotten close. I mean, especially because in high school I used to not wear underwear a lot, and in high school you're getting boners like, nah, stop.
Well,
You know what I mean?
What?
that sounds like your problem.
Wait a minute. Were you wearing like jeans and you weren't wearing underwear?
I used to. I don't. Yeah, I think I didn't wear jeans either. I think I just wore sweatpants and just my dick was just
What?
all over.
Sweatpants? You sound like the crazy, creepy guy at the strip club. No, what?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
Pants and
God.
No underwear.
I mean, not all the time, but there were definitely times when I was just like, fuck wearing underwear. But usually I remember wearing a belt, so maybe I was wearing jeans in those.
How did that
situations.
go in like gym class and stuff? I feel like that would be a disaster.
Yeah.
I feel like that would like
I
be
don't know.
like-
horrible. Like you
I
got to run the
never went to
mile and you're
gym
not wearing
class.
underwear. You're the one that's saying you got the big old dangling. So I'm thinking, holy
Maybe
cow,
it's-
that should be like hitting your leg and stuff like that. Seems difficult.
No, I remember playing basketball once, and then somebody was like, "Are you wearing underwear?" And I was like, "Of course," but it was so obvious I wasn't because my pants had like slid down. He was like, "Good, because that's gross if you're not." And I was like, "Yeah, of course I'm wearing underwear, dude." But yeah, but no, the worst. I would say the worst I ever almost got caught was when I was when I was a kid. I used to be on swim team, and you had to wear speedos, right? but the Speedo was always tight and it always like bothered me. So what I'd do is I'd tie a towel around my waist, and then I would like take the Speedo to the side and just put it to like the side of my dick and balls, and then my dick and balls would just be hanging out like under the towel. But one time,
That sounds so uncomfortable. Is that
I was doing that? I forgot I was doing that one time, and I took the towel off, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I like immediately put it on, but no one saw. But yeah, I mean, maybe someone saw, but
Wait, you're saying your dick and balls were hanging out the bottom of it?
yeah, like it, like you know,
Side.
like you know, like if you're, you know, if
I
like,
know, but
you can
still,
pull down,
that's
or you can just pull to the side.
pinching it. Seems like that would be even more uncomfortable than having it tucked away in the Speedo.
No, because the Speedo pushes it like up
Okay.
against your
It
body.
gives
It pushes
it-
it towards
yeah.
you.
Big dick problems,
It
I guess.
relieves the
Allows it to-
pressure. It relieves the pressure.
Right, exactly.
All right, what I would say. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Will. What would you say? How do you hide your dick, Will?
Well, I'm actually going to give good advice.
Wait, is this a man or a woman?
She.
Um,
Oh, did I ruin it?
She wants to know
Okay.
how to hide a dick,
Yeah.
What
and that's fine in 20.
I have learned is I do wear underwear and I do wear jeans. And if it is happening in a public setting where you're giving like a presentation or something, usually what I'll do is you always just put your keys and your phone on the side that your dick gets hard on. So if you get hard and it goes down to the left, you're always harder on the left-hand side. You put that there, so there's already a clump of stuff, and they can't tell. They're like, oh, that's just his keys. That's just his phone. But it's actually your dick.
So draw more
Wow.
attention to the area of the erection.
Yes.
That's Will's.
That's
That's
my
Will's like. Shine a flashlight on it. Just like, you know, draw a big circle and Sharpie around it, and that way they'll look at all that stuff.
I
I
mean,
think-
you can tuck it up all the way, but then if you're moving at all, then it just gets untucked really easy, and then you're in trouble. So, yeah, that's
This
what I would
is
say.
happening to you during presentations.
Oh yeah.
No.
I think it could happen.
You
at any
said during
time.
presentations.
Well, I'm saying I don't have this issue that
Yeah,
our poor
nobody
kind
has
gentleman-
addressed that. Like, why is this person having? Why is that happening when they're up
Because
there
it's,
talking to people? I think
they're-
that's wild. Don't you
they're-
guys think that's crazy?
It's a nervous reaction. I mean, my hands sweat and my pits sweat. He gets a hard dick. I mean, it probably.
I'd say stand like you need if you have a podium, definitely take advantage of that.
I say go to a psychiatrist.
That's
because,
I
God,
actually was gonna. I swear to God, I was recommending a therapist.
No.
I'm not even
Come
kidding.
on. Everyone.
What do you mean? That is insane, bro. That's happening.
Insane. It's not like they're consciously getting hard. It's not
Well,
like, oh, there's this
maybe
really
if,
hot
if
chick
it's a
who works with me.
subconscious problem, maybe you got to go to somebody, psychiatrist.
hypnosis.
Yeah,
Here's
do
what you
some
say.
hypnosis.
Here's what you do before the presentation. You go, excuse me, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. You go bang one out. You go rub one out, and then you can't get hard for like 15 minutes afterwards. You can do the presentation
Oh.
and get your boner at your desk.
Listen, from someone knows with experience, it doesn't take 15 minutes for some of us, Jay. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, there's a lot of blood that has to move through my body.
yeah, that's it.
So it's like, dude, I'd pass out if I got hard. At 12, I'm passing unconscious.
I say use a podium or put like a binder or notebook there or the waistband. I mean, the waistband's huge. That's
Also wear black. Black
Yeah.
hides shadows. It hides that's a good way. And black also makes things smaller. Do
you know
not
what
wear.
they say. Black don't crack either.
I mean, I don't know how that
Say
has
that.
anything to do with what we're talking about, but
Oh, think about it, Will. You just need to think about it. All right. Well, I think you guys answered
Cool.
the question.
Wait, no. I have another one. This is another
What?
one. You could before you get up, you tuck your dick in between your legs, like out the back, like Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura. And then you just keep your legs tight. So even if you try to get an erection, it won't ever move to the front because your legs are keeping it.
so you recommend waddling around.
Well, how much do you
That
walk
won't
around
look
during your
weird.
presentation?
No, that
Well, if
won't
you're a
look
good
weird.
presenter,
That
you
won't-
walk around a lot, Jay.
No, Will, I think it'll work, Will. I think it'll work. It won't look weird
Just
at all.
tuck it back, keep your
That
keep
won't
the
look
thighs
weird.
clenched, tuck it back, and then even if it gets hard, it won't be able to get past your legs, and so it'll just.
The happy feet penguin walk is not going to look good and natural.
You know what doesn't look good and natural? Will? If you have a huge fucking erection while you're standing in front of 100 people on a stage.
Maybe
doesn't look good.
our are the guy that called in just has a small penis.
How
so
do you
does-
know he's a guy, Will? We don't know.
We don't know how this person
Yeah.
identifies. Thank you.
Okay,
He,
this
she, what is it?
non-binary
His, her, him, or whatever.
sensual being
Oh, his.
His or him. Yep.
is him.
Something like that. His, he, him, whatever. All right.
They them.
We've
Good
been going.
segment. Good segment. If you want to submit more problems to us, we will do our best to answer them. DM us at Who Invited Will on Instagram, whoinvitedwill@gmail.com, or DM one of your hosts and send them their problem, and we will try to address it on the show. So that is it for that segment. Jay, you got
Yeah. I mean, I think we've been going long enough. What do you guys think?
yeah.
Wrap this bad boy up.
Wrap it
It's
up,
like
baby.
our last advice seeker. We need to wrap it up tight. Oh, just saran wrap your whole fucking waist underneath your pants.
Oh
and
my God! All
fix
right.
your body.
Yeah.
And then that way you even if you get hard, it'll be like,
Okay.
"Dude, I can't
All right.
rise. I'm trapped.
All right. To end the show.
Yeah.
I need to end the show.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
Right.
thanks for listening. This one was a little bit looser, a little bit more of a mess. But yeah, like Neil said, submit your advice to us on Instagram. But also, if you're a comic and you want us to listen to your recordings and want to come on the show and do a little bit of group writing with us, submit your stuff to bombkill@whoinvitedwill@gmail.com. And of course, we have to mention our Instagram @whoinvitedwill and our YouTube page. Please subscribe on our YouTube page. And our YouTube page is real easy. All you need to do is go to whoinvitedwill.com. That's WHOINVITEDWILL.com.
I think Will should have spelled it out, but I don't know. I guess he would have spelled it right.
Hey guys, did we mention our Instagram page, YouTube page, Gmail, handle, Spotify, Apple Podcast? Did we get
Yes.
it?
Yeah, who invited?
Spotify. Thank you for mentioning those. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. If you want to see video, we recommend watching the video. It's much more engaging to see our beautiful faces talking to you.
Jay shows the proper technique to tuck his penis into the waistband, so
Yeah.
he's doing that now.
I have a lot of penis tucking techniques that I'm going to be exploring in future episodes. Along with the comedy, there's going to be some real advice and exactly what to do with your unwanted erection is the type of stuff we really want to be bringing on the show, Neil. So thanks for keeping it highbrow. But anyway, I digress. Will, Neil, anything else?
No. Have a
All right,
great night,
Thanks
guys.
for watching.
Nada.
Episode 2 in the books.
Peace.
Will, adios.
This one. Do this one, Neil.
Bye.